Okay. Oh look, it's this fool. Hey, so before I get into it, this video is brought to you by Ugly Mustaches. Always remember to shave them. Very important, because no one wants to go around looking like this. Remember to shave. Alright, so let's get into the video. This is 5 dumb things that you should never do as a Reverb seller. Now, no, this is not sponsored by Reverb. This is just something I've personally dealt with, and I want to explain it. Number 1 is if you have, let's say you're selling something. Let's say something costs $250, and let's say you have make an offer on there. Now, if someone makes you an offer of $240, that's reasonable. But even if you do not want to accept that, don't just decline their offer, because that's going to make a buyer very mad that you did not work with them to get a deal. So they're just not going to buy from you anyways. They'll go buy from someone else. Even if they have to spend more, they will buy from someone else just because you were a jerk like that. So if someone offers you $240 for something that costs $250, if you don't want to sell it for $240, counter them at $245. Don't just decline it, because when you decline it, you're pretty much going to lose their sale anyways. They're not going to pay full price. They're going to be so mad that you wouldn't even work with them that they'll go elsewhere. So you lost that sale. Number 2, which is connects to number 1, do not make an offer if you're not going to actually work with your buyers. If you're set in stone of what you want something to be, okay, then do not make an offer as a choice. Let people know that that's the price they have to pay. Because when you have make an offer, people are going to make offers. And if you just straight out decline them instead of actually, countering it with something that makes sense to you, you're going to lose that buyer. And you're going to alienate them from your whole shop from the future. Alright, number 3. This is another thing. Respond to messages you get. Even if the messages are dumb. Like, let's say if someone messages you... A great example. If they don't have make an offer, and you message them, hey, would you take this much? And they never respond. I mean, if you said like $5 or something stupid, okay, they shouldn't respond to you. But if you made them a reasonable offer, and even if they don't want to, even if you don't want to accept that as a seller, don't just not respond to them. Tell them why you can't take a lower amount, and tell them, explain it to them. Don't just not respond to them and leave them out in the dust, because they're not going to buy anything from you if you don't respond to them. Customers like engagement. So, always reply to messages you get. Unless there's something very stupid, like, I don't know, send me a picture of your butt. Alright, so that's the 3rd one. Now the 4th one, okay. Shoot. I'm trying to think of the best way to say this. When you're selling something, do not over-exaggerate the quality. Don't say something is mint condition when it has a few scratches. Even if they're just so small, even if they're like the size of a hair, do not say mint. You can say mint on something that has maybe hairline scratches if it's like 30 years old, okay. But if something's only maybe a couple months or a year old and it still has a couple scratches, do not call it mint. Because what's going to happen is someone's going to get that, and then they're going to be very mad that it wasn't in the condition you described, and by Reverb's rules, they can send that back. And it's going to be your fault for not describing the product properly. So save yourself hassle and the buyer, and just grade it how it should be graded. And if you're ever on the fence about grading something, take it down a level. Because at the very least, they're going to get a better product than they expected. That's what will make them even more happy than getting a worse product than they expected. Alright, our final little thing on this. Let's see. Of my top 5, what am I going to say is the 5th thing? Let's see. If you're going to put a shipping cost, make sure that shipping cost reflects accurately what it will cost. Like, if you're actually big into selling, get a scale and weigh things, and then once you weigh things and measure them, you can actually see what Reverb's labels would cost, and you can very accurately measure that way. I actually need to get a large scale. I only have a small scale that can weigh like maybe a guitar pedal. but I need to get a large scale for bigger items. But don't overestimate the shipping. But if you do, tell the customer that you are overestimating, and that if it does cost more, I mean less than that, you will give them the money back. Don't just have it like 100 shipping and then it costs 60. I mean, you know what I mean? To be transparent about your shipping costs. And also, if you are going to ship to other countries, be aware that if you want tracking or signature confirmation, tracking or signature confirmation to another country is going to cost a lot more. So unless you're shipping something very cheap to another country, if you're shipping something very expensive, always have the tracking and signature confirmation. But expect just having those two things will double the price of your shipment. So be prepared for that.